Welcome into NFL Daily. I am Harrison Graham, back with another video. I got Dalvin Cook trade destinations for you guys today. 7 teams that could trade for Cook if the Vikings decide to move on, because Dalvin Cook is holding out. Now, he wants a new contract. He's entering the last year of his rookie deal. Had a big season last year, so no surprise you're seeing running backs do this because a lot of teams aren't paying running backs. He wants to get taken care of. Now, there are conflicting reports on what his asking price is. Courtney Cronin reports of ESPN that he wants to be the highest paid running back, saying Dalvin Cook has been playing the waiting game for an extension for months, and without resolution in the as the offseason program progresses, Cook's decision to sit out the remainder of until he gets a new deal shouldn't come to a surprise to anyone. From sources I've spoken with in recent weeks and in time following the draft, the reason for an impasse in negotiations is over the number Cook is looking for. Sources have told me that the ideal figure is north of what Christian McCaffrey is making, which is $16 million per year, but it does not seem like the Vikings want to pay that. Now, keep that in mind. Other reports suggest he doesn't want to be the highest paid. He's just looking for more, around $13 million. So kind of conflicting information right now when it comes to Dalvin Cook. I don't think he deserves to be the highest paid back, but he should be probably in the top 5 or 6 because he's a really good running back. He's a good rusher. He's a good receiver. Now, he does have some injury concerns as well, so if I'm Minnesota, I do not pay him $16 million. But 11, 12, maybe 13, that might be more of the range you're looking for if you're Dalvin Cook. Where will Cook play this season? Before we get into my 7 teams that could trade for him, I want you to answer this question. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get hit with the ad break, let me know where you think Dalvin Cook will play this season. Number 7, I got the San Francisco 49ers. Now, this is a distant team here, but I wanted to throw them in because they are one of the highest volume run teams in the NFL. And you're probably thinking, God, they got so many running backs. Why would they trade for another one? Well, they don't really have that workhorse back. And could you imagine Dalvin Cook in Kyle Shanahan's system? That'd be the most talented back he's ever had, even better than, Devonta Freeman back in Atlanta. I think Cook's upside is higher. Now, San Francisco does have Raheem Mostert. They've got Tevin Coleman. Jerick McKinnon might come back this year, but keep in mind they moved on from Matt Breida. Jeff Wilson's in the mix as well there. And Mostert balled out in the playoffs last year, so he may actually have some trade value. So how about this? This is the trade I put together, and this is kind of an out there one. Mitchell Renz helped me throw this one together. They've been looking to move on from D Ford potentially, so how about the Vikings bring him on board and Raheem Mostert to help replace Dalvin Cook? Now, Minnesota has some cap issues, so in this scenario, they would probably have to extend Anthony Harris to lower his cap number or remove him from the franchise tag number, but it is possible. Also, let me know who says no to this trade. Type men for the Vikings, type SF for the 49ers. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Our deal of the day here on NFL Daily is the Stronger Together gear. We still got t-shirts. We got hoodies on sale for you guys, up to 30% off at chatsports.com/strong. All 32 teams are represented. You can get gear for all of them. And you want an easy and pretty cheap Father's Day gift? This is the way to go. Go to chatsports.com/strong. Just over 10 days away from Father's Day. Good cheap gift. T-shirts are under $15 right now. I'll put that link in the comments and in the description. Remember, we've got gear for all 32 teams at chatsports.com/strong. The Washington Redskins are next up here. Don't think they're super likely. That's why I have them a little bit lower. But Adrian Peterson's getting old. Darius Geis hasn't really worked out. And they don't want Dwayne Haskins to have a lot of pressure. Ideally, this is a running football team, and Dwayne Haskins can run some play action off of that. You don't want to be a pass-heavy team with a young quarterback who's unproven. And the Redskins got the salary cap space to make this happen. Almost $35 million. They're rebuilding. Why not get a young stud running back to maybe fast-track the rebuild in Dalvin Cook? It makes some sense, and they've got the money to do so as well. Adrian Peterson's been a nice story for them. His career basically looked over, and he's been a good player for them. But he's like 36, 37 now. I don't know how much longer he is going to play. Darius Geis hasn't panned out. They drafted Antonio Gibson, but Gibson is really more of a receiving back anyway, so it's not like he's a workhorse. They don't really have that true alpha dog running back on the roster at this point. And who wouldn't love to see Adrian Peterson finish his career where it started in Minnesota? So how about this? Adrian Peterson and a second-round pick for Dalvin Cook and a fifth-round pick. Redskins get a lower pick back. They move Peterson in a second for Dalvin Cook. Everybody wins in this scenario. Vikings don't have to pay Cook long term. I think that's a win-win for both sides right there. Browns fans, you have done it. You reached 100 subscribers. For those of you who don't know, we created YouTube channels for all 32 NFL teams, and we've been doing a challenge. And here's the deal. Once you get to 100 subscribers, you get a mailbag video. So use hashtag Browns, you Browns fans, for our upcoming Browns-only Q&A. Congratulations to you. This is the leaderboard right now. Cardinals starting to close in on 100. Dolphins, Giants, still a ways to go, but that's our top 4 as of now for the teams we don't already have committed channels to, like the Bears, Chiefs, Cowboys, etc. Now, for other teams, like I said, we create them for all 32 teams. You still can make a video happen for your channel. Just got to get to 100 subscribers. You see the link below, chatsports.com/teamtv. That'll get you to an article on our Chat Sports website with all 32 links. Or if you want to be innovative, it's just chatsports.com, enter your team name, and TV. That's how you get to your team channel. Hit the subscribe button. Once we get to 100 subs, we'll do a video for your favorite team. And like I said, Browns fans, congratulations. Use hashtag Browns for our upcoming Browns-only Q&A. Ask us about Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham, whatever it is. I don't know if I'll host it, Tom, Mitch, one of us will do it. Use hashtag Browns to get your Browns-only questions in here on the show. Number 5 team here for Dalvin Cook, the Buffalo Bills. This needs to be a run-first football team. Now, Josh Allen is slowly improving. He's got some mobility. I think you can do some read option type of stuff with him as well. But you don't want to ask him to throw the ball a bunch. He's not that developed at this point in his career. Plus, they lost Frank Gore in free agency. I like Devin Singletary. I really do. But is he a 3-down running back? Maybe, but I don't think we know that for sure. I think Dalvin Cook would be an excellent fit in Buffalo. They've already traded with Minnesota for Stephon Diggs, so that built-in relationship is there already if they want to go back to the well there. You look at the depth chart, it's okay. They got some decent rotation backs. T.J. Yeldon, Zach Moss, who they drafted out of Utah. Tawan Jones is a decent player, but they don't have that, 3-down running back that can give you 25 carries a game like a Dalvin Cook can. So I think this is definitely an intriguing idea. The trade I cooked up, T.J. Yeldon in a second for Dalvin Cook. I think that's about the right range Dalvin Cook's going to get Minnesota, because they're probably not going to get a first, but they're not just going to get rid of him for a third or fourth either. They still want to keep Cook, but if they get the right offer, it's something they would consider, especially if they don't want to pay Cook big money. Now, how about this? None of my trade packages so far have included a first-round pick. Would you trade a first for Dalvin Cook? If you would, type Y for yes. If a first is too much, type N for no. There's only a couple of running backs I would trade a first for, Christian McCaffrey being one because he can rush for 1,000 and catch for 1,000. I got to type my N for no when it comes to Dalvin Cook. A team that's also been shopping its running back is the Jaguars with Leonard Fournette. How about a swap? How about a Cook for Fournette swap? It's interesting, right? Both these teams' running backs are entering the final year of their deals, so I think a swap could be fascinating. We'll see what happens in the end, but Jacksonville certainly has been, interested in shopping Leonard Fournette. They declined his 5th-year option, so they're not exactly sold on him long-term. Maybe they can do some sort of a swap and bring in Dalvin Cook to help out Gardner Minshew. He's a little bit better of a receiver than Leonard Fournette. Can help take pressure off the young quarterback in Jacksonville. They got Fournette, they got Chris Thompson. Don't have a lot after that, though. And Thompson, by the way, is very injury-prone. And Fournette has some injury concerns as well. And to be fair, so does Dalvin Cook. So it kind of would come full circle if this were to take place. The trade package I put together is Fournette and a 5th for Dalvin Cook. So clearly I think Cook is the better running back, because you wouldn't send Fournette and a pick for Dalvin Cook if you thought Fournette was better. But what do you think? Who do you think the better running back is? Type C for Cook, type F for Fournette. I think Cook is a little bit better because I think he's a little bit more dynamic and more effective in the passing game. Let's get into the top 3 here. The Los Angeles Chargers, obviously they let Melvin Gordon go in free agency, committed to Austin Eckler, but he's more of a receiving back. He's not going to run the ball 20 times a game. You want to get him around 10 to 12 carries at most, and then dump the ball down to him in the passing game. Cook would be the focal point of this offense, I think, along with Eckler, because they're going to play either Tyrod Taylor at quarterback or Justin Herbert. Taylor likes to check the ball down a lot, and Herbert did a lot of that as well in college. They're going to keep the pressure off their quarterbacks this year. They're going to run the football, dump it down, and play defense. That's going to be the Chargers' format to success in 2020, and I don't know if they have enough quality backs to do that right now. Eckler, like I said, excellent in the receiving game, not really an in-between-the-tackles running guy. Justin Jackson did a couple of good things a few years ago. It wasn't great last year. They drafted Josh Kelly, but he's unproven, obviously. I think Dalvin Cook and Austin Eckler would be one of the best 1-2 punches in the NFL, and that's why I've got the Chargers number 3 on my list. I think they would be very, very interested. So I put Justin Jackson in a second for Dalvin Cook. Jackson would help, replace Cook a little bit up in Minnesota because they don't have a lot behind Dalvin Cook. And then the Chargers get their lead dog in Cook right there. We'll see if the Chargers have major interest or not. We hope you guys have major interest in us here at Chat Sports. If you don't, I don't know why you're watching the video, but if you haven't subscribed already, I encourage you to do so. Share that link below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. The more subscribers we get, the more videos we can do. Also, turn on notifications so you never, ever miss a video just like this one. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are my number 2 team as we go through Dalvin Cook trade destinations. The Bucs offense is loaded, except for at running back, right? Like, they committed to offensive line. They brought in Tom Brady. The receiving core is excellent. They have the best trio of tight ends I can remember in a long time in terms of Gronk, O.J. Howard, and Cameron Brate. You want to go fully all in? You want to try and win a Super Bowl? Go get Dalvin Cook. Like, I was surprised when they didn't get Melvin Gordon. They're not, they were interested in Devontae Freeman, but they haven't gone that route. This is the way you go if you're committed to fully going all in on the next couple of seasons. You're going to have to pay him big money, but you deal with that consequence later. You're in win-now mode if you're Tampa Bay. Ronald Jones is okay, but he's not a lead back. Like, he's not the answer. He's a good secondary back, as it will Keyshawn Vaughn be out of Vanderbilt, who they drafted in the middle of the 2020 NFL draft. But they need a lead dog. Tom Brady is not what he was 5 years ago. He's still very good, but you don't want to throw it 40, 45 times a game. You need to be balanced on offense, and I don't think you can be if Ronald Jones is your lead back. So I'm going to go above and beyond here. I'm going to throw 2 picks for Dalvin Cook here because if you're Tampa Bay, you should be a little desperate. 2nd and a 5th for Dalvin Cook. If you think Dalvin Cook's the difference and you making a run in the playoffs, a 2nd and a 5th isn't that much to give up, to be quite honest, because A, it's going to be late in each of those rounds, and B, Tampa Bay hadn't made the playoffs in over 10 years. The time is now. Go try and get Dalvin Cook. And speaking of the Bucs, who do you guys think will win the NFC South? If you think it's Tampa Bay, type TB. If you think it's the Falcons, type ATL. If you think it's the Carolina Panthers, type CAR. If you think it's the Saints, type NO. I think this is one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL this year outside of Carolina. Let me know who you guys think will win the NFC South in 2020. That brings us to our top team. It's the Miami Dolphins. Yes, they signed Jordan Howard. Yes, they traded for Matt Breida. Neither of those guys are lead backs. Howard's a solid rotation runner. Breida's a really good receiving back. But neither of these guys you're comfortable giving 20, 25 carries to. Dalvin Cook is that guy. Jordan Howard wouldn't be happy about it because he's had some tough breaks the past couple of years, getting stuck behind other backs on rosters. But we know Miami's been willing to spend. And, hey, you don't want, as Tua starts to work his way back from injury and perhaps get some playing time this year, don't you want to be a run-first team? Don't you want to take the pressure off him? Sure, Jordan Howard's an effective runner. Matt Breida is a guy you can dump the ball down to, as is Kalen Ballage, but neither of these guys are dynamic. Jordan Howard's got to give you 4 yards a carry. We know who he is. Solid back, not a number 1 guy, though. Same with Matt Breida. Good pass catcher, but you're not giving him 15 carries. They don't have that guy on the roster. Dalvin Cook could come down. He could be kind of the focal point of the offense as Miami is trying to fast-track this rebuild. They've committed to spending on defense. Now it's time to spend on offense with Dalvin Cook. This is the trade package. Kalen Ballage, who you don't need anymore because you got Matt Breida, and a 2021 second-round pick for Dalvin Cook. I think it makes some sense for Miami. Not sure if Minnesota would take it, but I think it's something that is intriguing. Now, obviously, all of this is assuming things go south with Dalvin Cook and the Vikings, and they just decide to move on. But what do you Vikings fans specifically think they should do with Dalvin Cook? Type P for pay him or type T for trade him? Go ahead and vote down in the comment section. And just to recap real quick, my top 7 Dalvin Cook trade destinations. I got the 49ers at number 7. the Redskins at number 6. At number 5, the Buffalo Bills, and then the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 4. Top 3 from 3 to 1, the LA Chargers at 3, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2, and my top destination for Dalvin Cook, if the Vikings trade him, is the Miami Dolphins.